everything. I'm not gonna get into this too much, just because there's not much to say. It was a wonderful movie. It was a wonderful experience, story, everything. I cried like a little girl watching it, and at the same time, it was such a happy story for me for some reason. It's the story of Stephen Hawking, if you're not familiar with it. And I wasn't familiar with his personal life that much. I obviously know who he is and what he's done, but I actually didn't know what was gonna happen in the movie. I didn't know about his wife or his children. I wasn't familiar with all that. And it was a wonderful way to tell a story, that's for sure. And like I said, I don't want to get too much into it because it was just, there's not much to say. It was a wonderful movie. It was shot really well, and the music was fantastic, and the acting, that was everything, honestly. The acting stole the show. Eddie Redmayne was wonderful. I'm a huge fan of Eddie Redmayne, and I think he was a perfect fit for this. He looks like Stephen Hawking, and I think he did a great job at being someone in the same position as him, let's just put it that way. And Felicity Jones did a wonderful job showing how difficult it is to actually take care of someone that needs constant care like that. And she broke my heart. She was so strong, and at the same time she was breaking down. And like I said, I don't want to get too much into it. I feel like I really don't want to say too much, just because I feel like a movie like this will be compared to A Beautiful Mind, which is one of my favorites. And I definitely went into it expecting it to be like this, and I'm glad that it wasn't. It wasn't as depressing as Beautiful Mind was. I had no idea that Stephen Hawking was this funny. He was definitely really lighthearted, and it went by fast. It's a 2-hour movie, but it went by pretty quickly. I almost didn't notice it, and but I actually wanted to check, am I that far into the movie? And I was halfway into the movie. I had no idea. It went by pretty quickly. It's pretty fast paced, and I love the way that they don't really tell you everything. It's just shown on the screen. And I'm sorry, I'm really sick right now. You know, for example, when they have children, no one actually goes out and says, hey, I'm pregnant, we're gonna have a kid. They just have the child, and it's suddenly 9 months later. And I love when movies do that. I love when movies just, they don't need to spend 5 minutes explaining everything. I like that. And I love the progression of the story. I love the relationship between the characters, and I love their dynamic and how she takes care of him, but he also takes care of her. And I actually didn't know what was going to happen at the end. Like I said, I'm not familiar with his personal life, so I had no idea if things were going to go a certain way or not, and I'm actually really glad how it ended. He, I think, was very strong in his decisions, and so was she. And that's all that matters. I think it was a wonderful story. I think it was beautifully told, and the ending sequence was very touching. The actual ending of the movie, which I won't spoil, but it was very touching. And yeah, that's all I can say. I mean, from the beginning, it's a very, I think it grabs you. I think it starts off strong, and you're interested no matter what, and you're interested from the beginning. There's funny moments, there's touching moments, there's scary moments, and all that matters is that I think at the end of the day, it was a happy story. Even though it made me cry a lot, it was still him being happy and him doing what he wanted to do, and he had the support of his family and his wife and his children, and that's all that matters. And I feel like this will be one of those movies that will go down in history like Beautiful Mind. One of those biopics that really mattered, I think. And yeah, I'm just glad that it wasn't as depressing as Beautiful Mind was. It ended on a happy note, I think. So I'm glad for that. And that's all I can say. If you like movies like this, if you are interested in Felicity Jones, who was fantastic, and Eddie Redmayne, Stephen Hawking, obviously, if you are interested in his work and you want to know about him, I feel like this was, like I said, I'm not that familiar with him, but it has an authentic feel to it. I feel like this was faithful. I don't feel like they made anything up. They didn't try to make him seem like a good person, or they didn't try to make her seem like a bad person. It was just very straight to the point, very straightforward, and I feel like they did a great job. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they got all the facts wrong, but I don't think so. I think Stephen Hawking himself is happy with it. And that's all I can say. Harry Lloyd is in this from Game of Thrones. That was nice to see. He didn't play a crazy person like he did in Game of Thrones. He's Viserys, obviously. And that's it. The Theory of Everything. Wonderful movie. Wonderful movie. Wonderful experience. It's a long movie. It's 2 hours, but it doesn't feel like it. I think it's definitely worth your time. And fantastic acting, and it was beautifully shot, and it's actually hard to look away from the screen sometimes. It's not a boring movie. You get to see all the most important moments in someone's life. It feels very intimate. That's what I can say. It feels very intimate. It feels like you're literally looking into someone's personal life, and it made me feel sad, but it was actually a happy story. So that's all I can say. Watch it. Theory of Everything. It was absolutely fantastic. Highly recommend it.